Hi, welcome to video 4 of 5. So we're looking at section B3, the recovery of the musculoskeletal system. So we're looking at the muscles and the skeletal systems. We're looking at fatiguing factors of the musculoskeletal system. So we're looking at replacing collagen in our ligaments and tendons, replacing calcium in our bones, repairing micro tears after resistance and high intensity exercise, and DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness. So let's start with replacing collagen. So first of all, collagen is a protein. It is the main constituent of tendons and ligaments. So tendons are those structures that link a muscle to a bone, and the ligament are the structures that link bone to bone. So collagen prevents strength in the tendons and ligaments to allow the joints to be supported through a wide range of movement whilst applying the force. So if you imagine somebody doing a tennis serve, if you are trying to increase the power on your tennis serve, then your range of movement is going to increase. If your tendons and ligaments are weak, then it could be that you dislocate the joint, it could be that you tear a muscle, it could be just that you don't have a great range of movement, so your technique is not as effective as it could be. So exercise strengthens ligaments and tendons, and it does this by increasing collagen synthesis being making collagen. So we're increasing the amount of collagen in those structures. We can call those structures connective tissue because they're connecting things together. We can further enhance the ligaments and the tendons and the collagen synthesis by improving our diet and having a high intake of vitamin C. And vitamin C comes from a lot of fruit and vegetables, but peppers and broccoli are really good examples. So the dietary supplements of vitamin C assist in the repair of the tendons and the ligaments. So what would happen if we didn't have enough collagen in the tendons and the ligaments? So this is the impact. So if we didn't exercise enough or we didn't exercise regularly, we wouldn't be improving the strength or stimulating this collagen synthesis. Or if we didn't eat a balanced diet, or worse still, both of those things, we're going to increase our likelihood of injury. I keep thinking of skiing when you're going down moguls and your knee joints. The range of motion, again talking about the tennis serve, the range of motion will be reduced, throwing a javelin, something like that. You're not going to get the range of movement, so you're not going to get the power. And it's going to reduce the forces that your joint can withstand. So I was thinking of depth jumps when you're jumping up, or if you're standing on a table and you're jumping off the table, your knees wouldn't cope, your ligaments around your knees wouldn't cope if they weren't strong. But think about changing direction when you're moving at speed in a game situation, and you would again dislocate or tear and do considerable damage to those connective tissues if they weren't strong enough. So we're looking at replacement of calcium in the bones as well. Calcium is the main mineral of the bone. It increases the density, making them harder and stronger. And we know that weight-bearing activity stimulates the remodelling process, and it's during this remodelling process that we need to absorb the calcium. So it's a good idea to consume this calcium after exercise, so it can be absorbed straight into the bones and used in the remodelling process, so we can increase the density of our bones, making them stronger. So we would find calcium in dairy products, milk, yogurts, cheese, but also in broccoli, for example. There's actually more in broccoli pound for pound than there is milk. We're looking at repair of micro tears. So they're caused when we do high intensity activity, so something like weight training, for example, and they cause pain and swelling to the muscle tissues. After the activity, in order to get muscle hypertrophy, that growth of the muscles, we need to rest and repair those muscles, and they come back stronger and bigger. So we will need to do this to increase our strength, and that would also reduce the chances of future injury. DOMS, or delayed onset of muscle soreness, usually happens around 24 hours to 48 hours after an intense activity, and actually affects beginners more so than honed athletes. So you can actually get used to the exercise and DOMS is less apparent to you. But it might come after something like a marathon run where you've had repeated contractions for sustained periods, or a body pump session where you've been lifting heavy weights and doing resistance training. So it's when the muscles have been overloaded more than normal amounts, so you push into high intensities or high durations, and they cause discomfort and soreness as there are micro tears in the muscles that are inflamed, which means they have swollen slightly. So the more you train, I made this point, sorry, the more you train, the less athletes will suffer from it. So they will get used to and repair their muscles a lot quicker. So have a go at these questions for me. What does the term hypertrophy mean, and which two body tissues is it related to? How does resistance training cause discomfort, and how do we overcome it? What would an athlete eat to ensure strong connective tissue and strong bones? And the last question is, what is the relationship between micro tears and DOMS? So if you could complete those questions, please, and pause the video. So some answers for you can check your work. What does the term hypertrophy mean, and which two bone tissues is it related to? It is to get bigger, and it is related to bones and muscles. I don't think I meant to put two bone tissues there. How does resistance training cause discomfort, and how do we overcome it? It causes micro tears, causing inflammation, rest and protein after training to repair and grow the muscle fibres. What would an athlete eat to ensure strong connective tissue and bones? So that's your tendons and ligaments. Plenty of vitamin C for collagen in ligaments and tendons, from broccoli and peppers, for example. Calcium from dairy products for strengthening the bones, or you could have had broccoli. So what is the relationship between micro tears and DOMS? Micro tears can be a cause of delayed onset of muscle soreness. They cause inflammation and discomfort after high intensity training, perhaps resistance training. And that's the end of the video. Have a go at the tasks on the OneNote, please. Thank you.